gosh. All right, most of us were introduced to this gentleman, Seann William Scott, when he played the lovable goon Steve Stifler in the American Pie movies. He went on to star in the comedy Dude, Where's My Car? And later in the teen thriller Final Destination.
That's a scary movie. Well, now
scary.
Seann is taking a more dramatic turn, starring in a new film, Just Before I Go. He plays a suicidal man who decides to make one last visit to his hometown, which includes a stop at his obnoxious brother's home.
Can you give me a little heads up on Elvis's comeback?
More like love me tenderloin. Woman is packing on the poundage. That is good. Oh, you put your secret ingredient in there. Tell them what your secret ingredient is.
Love.
Love that. Love. Seann, good morning. Good to
morning.
see you.
Good to see you guys.
So much to talk to you about. But first, what made you take this role? Were you hesitant at all? It's a departure, some might say, from what we've seen you in the past.
Oh, big time.
I didn't want to just throw it out there that way.
Yeah, it's the antithesis, I think, of anything I've
Yes.
done, which is why I pursued it. You know, I loved the story and I loved the character. I cared about the character, but I also was like, man, I got to do something different. I'm kind of playing the party animal in every single movie, and this guy is a good, normal guy. So yeah,
good normal guy with problems, and
Yeah.
he's, I guess, going on this sort of cross off his, if you can call it, suicide bucket list.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then he discovers, I mean, it's actually, I mean, we see there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of laughs in this movie.
Right.
You had me laughing, you had me crying. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you. That's why I liked it. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of heart to the movie, but it's really funny too. Like,
yeah,
inappropriate.
really funny.
Which I kind of expect from a movie that I'm in. So, but I'm not the guy really dishing out the laughs. Everybody else is funny.
And it's directed by Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
I know you hadn't met her before you took this project. What was that first meeting like with her?
Well, I was going to the meeting going, how am I going to convince her to hire me for this? You know, like, but then I was thinking, oh my God, it's Courtney Cox. Like, I can't show that I'm going to be starstruck, you know, but she's just awesome. I mean, she's one of my favorite people in the world now, but really just she's that special, but really talented.
And you've got
Very
such a supportive family. Your grandpa went to every movie you did on opening weekend.
Yeah, he was 88, well, I guess, like, he must have been like mid-80s, and his best friend was a couple years older, and up until he was 88, he went to American Pie. Think about all the weird things I've done. All the American Pie movies, Dude, Where's My Car? Road Trip. He and his 90-year-old buddy are sitting in the theater and Dude, Where's My Car?
That's amazing.
While I'm making out with Ashton Kutcher. And then it was so cool because they took all the ticket stuff, and this is opening weekend. And imagine if they were like smoking weed and like, Dude, Where's My Car in the theater?
How do you know they weren't?
Yeah, you're making
Your
assumptions.
grandpa was smoking weed?
I'd like to think he was.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah. But he saved all the tickets, and then I have this great photo of him and his buddy with all the tickets with Dude, Where's My Car, American Pie. It's like,
That's
isn't that cool?
sweet. Your biggest fan.
Awesome, yeah.
You also worked in the zoo for some time, like in between, before the first American Pie came out, I guess after you shot it. Is that?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I worked. Okay. I was waiting for American Pie to come out.
Okay.
All the other guys are on to their next movie, and I thought, I got to get a job here. My buddy said that he was going to get me a job feeding the animals. I was like, I love animals. It sounds awesome. No, I was the churro guy. Like I was when you walk into the zoo, I was the first churro stand.
Oh.
And I can't make a churro. Like the first churro I made, the guy came back and was like, this is like a sugary hockey puck. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on here. And like the second day, I said to Enrique, my buddy, I was like, dude, watch the churros. I haven't seen any animals. I want to see the gorilla. And just took a little walk around, and I walked by where the gorilla was supposed to be. I didn't see him. Then I got hit in the back of the head, like really hard with something. I looked down, and there was a pine cone. I was like, what the? And I looked over, and in the cage, like the gorilla was staring at me. He was like tossing up this pine cone up and down. I was like, no way. We had this moment where I was staring at him for a while. Then he chucked the pine cone at me, and then we looked at each other for a while, and I was like, you're right, gorilla. I quit. I quit, and then I got Final Destination the next day.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Are you sure you weren't having what Grandpa was having at the movie? Is this a real story?
It's totally true. It's totally, and I think about him sometimes.
Do you keep in touch with him?
No, but I feel bad that I haven't, but like, he's got a little special place
Take
in
him
my
a
heart.
churro. You should go back with a churro. He'll appreciate it. Seann
That
William
gorilla
Scott.
was sending you a message.
Yes.
Just Before I Go
working
is
in a
in
movie
select
theater.
theaters tomorrow. And up next...